Ever tried training a cat? How did that go for you? Let me paint a picture for you. So there's this cat owner, right? A hopeful, naive soul, armed with a toy mouse and a dream. They've got this grand idea to teach their cat to fetch, inspired by those cute dog videos on the internet. After a few enthusiastic demonstrations, they toss the toy mouse, expecting their furry friend to spring into action, but the cat, well, it just stares. A long, blank, utterly indifferent stare. The owner fetches the toy themselves, tries again, and the result? More feline indifference. The cat yawns, stretches languorously, and saunters off, leaving the owner standing there with a toy mouse in hand and a deflated dream. It's comedy gold, really. The cat's nonchalance, the owner's baffled disappointment. It's a sitcom in the making. And that, my friends, is how you play fetch with a cat. So, you think teaching a cat to use the litter box is easy, huh? Let's dive right into a tale that might just change your mind. Meet Jill, a proud cat parent who thought she had it all figured out. She adopted a little furball named Whiskers, and within a few days Whiskers was using the litter box like a champ. Jill, understandably, was over the moon. No mess, no fuss, just a well-behaved kitty doing his business where he's supposed to. But then things took a turn. One fine day, Jill was going about her daily chores when she noticed a peculiar smell. A smell that was decidedly not coming from the litter box. She followed her nose to the living room only to find a little gift hidden behind her favorite couch, and the culprit, Whiskers, sitting nearby cleaning his paws with an air of nonchalance. Jill was flabbergasted. She cleaned up the mess, hoping it was a one-time incident, but oh how wrong she was. Over the next few weeks, she discovered similar presents in the most unexpected places. Her shoes, the laundry basket, even her bed. Each time Whiskers would just look at her, a picture of innocence, as if saying, "What? I thought you'd like it." No matter how many times Jill showed him the litter box, he seemed to prefer his own chosen spots. Jill was at her wit's end. She tried changing the litter, moving the box, using different scents, but nothing worked. Whiskers was not going to be swayed. He had made his choice and he was sticking to it. The saga of the litter box was an ongoing battle in Jill's house. A battle of wills between a determined cat owner and an equally determined and apparently very creative feline. And while Jill has not yet admitted defeat, she's come to realize that maybe, just maybe, she's not the one doing the training after all. So, the next time you think teaching a cat to use the litter box is a piece of cake, remember Jill and Whiskers? Because, as it turns out, looks like that cat has a different definition of litter box. Scratching posts? A cat's best friend or its worst enemy? Let's delve into the curious case of a feline named Whiskers and her owner, who we'll call Sam. Sam, a well-meaning cat parent, invested in a top-of-the-line scratching post for Whiskers. It was the Ferrari of scratching posts, complete with multiple tiers, a built-in toy, and even a little hammock. It was, for all intents and purposes, a 5-star cat resort. But here's where the plot thickens. Whiskers, in her feline wisdom, decided that Sam's plush, comfortable, and decidedly expensive couch was the superior scratching option. The couch, you see, had a certain je ne sais quoi that the Ferrari post just couldn't match. Sam, of course, wasn't thrilled about this development. He tried everything to redirect Whiskers to the scratching post. He demonstrated how to use it, he sprayed it with catnip, he even moved it next to the couch, hoping to draw her attention away. But Whiskers, being the fickle creature she is, continued to ignore the scratching post in favor of the far more satisfying couch. Sam's attempts to train Whiskers to use the scratching post were met with the same success as a dog trying to catch its tail. The more he tried, the more Whiskers seemed to revel in her rebellion. It was as if she was saying, "Oh, you want me to use this scratching post? Well, how about I just sharpen my claws on your couch instead?" In the end, the scratching post remained untouched, a silent testament to Sam's failed training attempts. The couch, on the other hand, bore the brunt of Whiskers' determined claw marks and emerged as the unexpected victim in this saga. So, what's the moral of this story? Well, it's simple really. When it comes to cats and their scratching habits, sometimes the most expensive solution isn't always the best one. Or to put it another way, who knew that a scratching post could become the world's most expensive piece of ignored furniture? Scene script. Are we training them, or are they training us? Now let's take a moment to ponder over this question. Picture this. You're teaching your feline friend to use the cat flap. You're demonstrating pushing the flap, showing them how it's done. You're feeling quite proud of your teaching skills. A week later, you're opening the door for them every time. Has your cat just trained you to be their personal doorman? Or consider this. You decide to set up a feeding schedule. You're determined to feed your cat only at certain times. But soon you find yourself being awakened by an insistent meow at 4 in the morning. Suddenly you're not setting the feeding times anymore, your cat is. And let's not forget about the time when you bought that expensive cat bed, only to have your cat decide that your laptop keyboard is a much better place to sleep. Well, looks like the joke's on us, isn't it? So, after all those tales of cat training gone awry, what's the verdict, you might be asking? Well, let's wrap this up in a neat little kitty bow, shall we? Take a stroll down memory lane. We've seen the litter box saga, where our feline friends turned the tables and made their humans do the dirty work. Then we ventured into the case of the disappearing scratching post, where the cats outsmarted their owners, scratching where they pleased. And who can forget the catastrophe of cat training, where every attempt to teach a cat a trick turned into a comedy of errors? Through all these tales, there's one common thread: the sheer genius of our furry companions. They've turned every situation to their advantage, leaving their well-meaning humans in a whirlwind of fur and laughter. In the end, it's clear that while we humans may think we're training our cats, they might just be training us instead. So, who's training who now? That, my friends, is the million-dollar question.